everyone, it's Bernard here. I hope you're all okay, and please welcome to my film and TV channel. So we're going to have a look at a movie today, a little review, and we're going to look at a H.P. Lovecraftian style time travel thriller entitled Intersect. Please, if you're new to the channel or you've not yet subscribed, please push that old subscribe button, push the bell notification so you know these vlogs are coming out, movie reviews, I do TV drama reviews, information vlogs, and of course little quizzes from time to time to keep you on your toes. Yeah, we're going to look at a film called Intersect today, a horror science fiction thriller. It's quite a long one. It's not a massive budget, I don't think, this one. It's 119 minutes in length. And it's about a group of young Miskatonic, so there's where the Lovecraftian style comes in. It's certainly not based on one of his books or anything like that, but obviously it's playing homage to him, isn't it? Young Miskatonic university scientists invent a time machine. We always do that, them places, don't they? Only to learn that they are being manipulated by mysterious unseen forces from another dimension. I may as well just add, or are they? I'm not too sure on this one, but there we go. Written and directed by Gus Hallward, if that's how you pronounce it. My apologies, Gus, if it isn't. Stars James Morrison, Richard Dawkins, Jason Spisak, or Spisak, I don't know how to pronounce that. Abe Ruthless, a few others obviously in there. I think this came out on download on the 15th of September 2020, so I'm just recording this a few days after. Internet Movie Database are the only place at the moment with any official reviews. Rotten Tomatoes haven't done any critics or user reviews on this yet. And the Internet Movie Database user rating is only 3.4 out of 10, which isn't great, is it? 3.4 out of 10. That's based on 118 people leaving scores. Some of the reviews on there, some of the comments made. Someone wrote, not worth spending almost 2 hours on this ordeal. A little bit unfair, but I sort of agree in part with him. Someone went on to write, this is the worst movie I've ever seen. It's insanely boring and predictable. Every character is a cardboard cutout, caricature. Sound effects are annoying and overbearing. Every voice line is poorly dubbed. Yeah, we'll talk about the dubbing in a moment. I'm not too sure about the sound effects. I thought they were okay, to be honest with you. Perhaps he was watching it on a piece of equipment and didn't sort of quite do it justice. Someone else said, good concept with decent, in brackets, if slow results, give it a chance. Yes, fair enough. Less confusing than TENNANT. Yeah, well, it doesn't have to go far, does it, to be less confusing than TENNANT? That's a good one. Worth a watch, but that's about it. I may be leaning somewhere in that. Not the greatest, not even the goodest, but not the worstest either. I don't know about the person's English on there, but there you go. It's not the greatest, is it? So yeah, there was some 10 out of 10 reviews, as I say, which I do tend to ignore on Internet Movie Database. You do tend to think that someone's involved in some way in the film to start giving 10 out of 10s, and I also ignore things like 1 and 2 out of 10s because someone might have a grudge. I mean, someone might have been sacked from the film, so they might have left a pathetic 1 out of 10 or something like that. My little thoughts and ratings, Bernard's thoughts and ratings. Yeah, I mean, I did watch the trailer to this before I actually watched the movie, and it's an excellent trailer, I must admit. The trailer's really well put together, as is the film. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the actual film as in presentation-wise. And it's also got a little Stargate, hasn't it, this movie? So what could possibly go wrong with a time travel movie with its own little Stargate? I mean, surely nothing could go wrong with this. Yeah, very polished, as I said, a very polished presentation, but it did sort of lack a little bit of substance in many parts of it, and it is a little bit too long. We'll talk about that in a moment. Acting was okay. I'm not overly familiar with some of the actors in this. I'm based here in the UK. Obviously, they may be more familiar with you, wherever territory you're watching this. And the younger actors were okay as well. I heard some criticism of the younger actors late in the film because it is a time travel film and we go back in time, believe it or not, which is, there you go. Yeah, so they were okay. The only problem we did have, as someone has mentioned, it was the dubbing. There seems to be some, even though it is English, it's English speaking film, film, some of the actual sort of the English language in it was actually as though it was dubbed. So whether they'd lost an audio track somewhere along the line, had to redub scenes, I'm not too sure. That could have happened. It does happen, does happen in films and drama all the time. These things go missing. They lose the audio and then they have to redub it. So there's a feeling, without anyone admitting to it, that this could have happened in this. Perhaps we'll know a bit more when it's been out a little bit longer and there's a few more interviews done, etc. But the dubbing didn't particularly bother me so much. I'm not, unless it's an action scene, if you like, when I will fully concentrate. I do tend to listen more than watch sometimes to some of these films. I do actually sort of have to do. I do other things as well. I mean, I'm one of these persons that I very rarely sit and just concentrate fully for an hour and a half, 2 hours, but I am concentrating. But obviously I just tend to watch sort of the actiony scenes or the quiet scenes where you have to watch to make sure you're not missing anything. But so it didn't really bother me as much as some people. I think the dubbing element of it, which came through. Yeah, I mean, it's not The Time Traveller's Wife. It's not even The Jacket, which films I liked. I mean, The Jacket, I just looking at the reviews for The Jacket, actually got absolutely panned by the critics, didn't it? So it isn't that sort of film. And we do see, obviously, basically the conclusion to the film at the start, and then move backwards in line with the main characters' timelines. As I said, it's not taken from a Lovecraft book, even though obviously it has a homage and it has the leanings. And I've seen a couple of Lovecraftian fans on YouTube who've obviously been quite excited for this because they do like that sort of thing. I don't mind, as long as the film's good. I don't mind who does it. I can understand the detractors. As I said, there is negativity, and not just people who've been sacked from the production. And I may have preferred this. I mean, it sounds a bit daft now, doesn't it? I may have preferred this to be shot in the right order, actually, with the little bit of tweaking, perhaps. Might have been better, perhaps not. I mean, the skills do lie in this, in actually going back in time and trying to put things together, trying to place things, which is quite an achievement. And to be honest with you, I've just recently, literally the night before I watched this movie, I'd watched Memento, rewatched Memento, because my good lady had never seen it. So, and I was obviously explaining things through to her. So perhaps I was a bit foggy after having to watch that last night when I watched this today, which obviously again needed a lot of concentration, and it's, looking for the certain bits. And as I said, the way I watch films, sometimes I may miss the odd thing, so I did my best to watch it as much as I could. So yeah, there are some good elements. There are some good elements to the story, but sadly in 2 hours it is easy to lose things. It's easy to get bored, a little bit bored. And I think if they would have actually improved the overall experience with this, if they'd actually cut 20-30 minutes and jiggled about a bit with the timelines, etc. I think they could have done a little bit more work. And again, budgetary constraints, obviously, in the editing suite. Because I think in this there's quite a good story, but it's not necessarily in the right order, depending which way you're looking at it. I say it is. They have deliberately put it how it is, but perhaps they could have tweaked the order just a little bit more than they actually did, which it's not confusing as such, but it does sort of ruin the flow of the film at times. Yeah, I mean, I'd class this, really, considering the quality of the cast they got together, and the CGI is excellent. I thought the CGI was very, very good for an independent film. Some of the scenes and the sets were really well done. And I think, given the work put into that side of it, it is a bit of a missed opportunity. It could have been something really worthwhile and to add to the time travel alternative dimension genre. And I think they've missed a little bit with this, which is unfortunate. As far as the rating's concerned, yeah, I'm not going to give it my total watchable rating. I'm going to sit on the fence with this one like I normally do, where I say, yeah, please. I don't want to put you off, because there are elements of it that were really, really good. I did enjoy, but overall, it did sort of not quite hit the spot for me anyway. So I am going to give it that rating where I'm not going to put you off watching it, but it's not quite reached my bare minimum of 6 out of 10. I'm going to give this a 5.5 out of 10. So please watch the trailer. As I said, watch the trailers, but obviously I said I don't think it's quite as good as the trailers, but if the trailers do interest you, then it's worth a watch. And of course, Lovecraft fans will probably watch this, whatever I or anybody else on YouTube says. So please do so, and let me know if you watch this, what you think in the comments, and do you think I'm sort of a million miles out with this one, or am I sort of right on thinking it could have? There's so much in there to make a really, really good film of this genre, and it just missed. It just missed for some reason. Just hit the bar and went over from a footballing term. That was just one of those things. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please check my links on screen. You can, if you follow and friend me on Facebook and Twitter, I check every couple of days and follow and friend everyone back. So if you're after some mates on there, just do it, and I'll quid pro quo you on there. That's absolutely no problem. Please tell your friends about this little channel. And please, if you're into football, I'm talking football now, soccer to you outside of the UK, some of you outside of the UK, but football it's called. I support Manchester City. I do little vlogs on that as well for City past and present, so history vlogs and current vlogs as well. So please, if you know anyone who might be interested, please point them in my direction. That's very much appreciated. And please check out my little website, where my little day job, moviegamenostalgia.com, old rare DVDs, movie posters from the 90s and 2000s, and board games on there. Anyway, thanks for watching. Whatever you're going to do with the rest of the day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your family, and let's all look after each other. And all I can ask of you all until we meet again, hopefully very soon, is please stay safe, everyone. We're saying goodbye for now.